عاملين ايه؟ احنا دلوقتي مع أشرف اسماعيل عشان نتكلم اكتر عن Assassin's Creed Origins وعن الاوريجينز بتاعت اللعبة فعلا.
I'm Ashraf Ismail, game director for Assassin's Creed Origins.
So tell us more about your journey and how you started in Ubisoft.
I was young, I was in high school, I took a programming course and our teacher taught us programming by making small little games. And the first game we made, which is a very small 2-week project, I did the work and I spent, I did the work in 2 days and I spent 12 days creating a story and an animation and then I had my friends play it. And it was a eureka moment for me. I saw my friends playing something I had created, a small little world with its own rules, and they derived pleasure from it. They were smiling and laughing. And for me, it kind of blew me away that someone can do this. And I knew right away I needed to be in the game industry. And so I worked for it and I went into software engineering because I could program, even though my passion is design and building worlds and building stories, I knew how to program. So I took software engineering and then in the final year of school we built a game, my friends and I, and we released our game online. It was quite successful. It was a mod called Checkmate. I'm very proud of it. And
when was that?
This was in 2003. And then we effectively got contacted by a company in the industry that saw our game and hired us. So myself and my best friend got hired because we made a game and we showed our passion, our work ethic, that we've gone through the process. And this is my recommendation. Anytime I'm asked, how can I get into the industry? I want to be a designer, and I always say you have to work for it. You have to prove don't just say it. Everybody says it. No, you have to prove it.
Passionate about it.
Yeah, you need to show the passion. You need to show the energy, the work ethic, and from there, at some point, UB for me was a wonderful company. I was a huge fan of Prince of Persia. So when I had the opportunity, I was given a call and I took it. And since then, I've been with UB for the last 6, almost 7 years. So my last game was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I've been in the series. And right when we finished Black Flag, we started talking about what do we do next. And the thought that we had in our mind was we wanted to do a game that was somehow an authentic Assassin's Creed game, but reinventing that experience. And when we say reinvent, it really means gameplay, the world structure, narrative structure, really changing and modernizing the series. And of course, we went to Egypt, naturally, ancient Egypt. And even looking at Egypt, we saw there's 3,000 years of history. Wow. We settled on 49 BCE because we felt at this point it's been centuries of accomplishment and grandeur in Egypt already. There's a lot of history to play with. This is during Cleopatra's ascent to her throne. It's the old world and the new world and colliding, and we felt that in this crucible of history, this time, this place, it changed the world forever, and we felt that this colliding of the old era versus the new was the perfect place for the brotherhood to come to be.
So speaking of history, does that mean apart from the assassin or from Baid, is the history in the game or the environment, is it real? Is it really our history, like the Egyptian legit history?
Yeah, we worked very hard from the beginning. We took 3.5 years so far. When we ship, it'll be 4. One major reason for this was we wanted to do justice to the location, the time period, the culture, the belief structures. This was very important for us. So we did a lot of research. We brought Egyptologists and historians, embedded them into the team, physically sitting with us.
Did you fly to Egypt?
Well, because we went so far back in time, we tried to leverage as much of the information and knowledge that exists. We hired people to be part of the team to help us build our base. And we found hundreds of stories of actual people, actual situations that happened that we felt we need to put these as quests in the game so that players can experience a true authentic story from real Egypt. So we've tried our best to do a recreation. Yes, it's a video game. Yes, we have our own lore that's infused with the history.
There was so much connectivity with the environment to a point where it's not only about a good story, it's about the place. Yes. And the environment. Like I was playing when I was trying to demo and I was seeing the alligators or the crocodiles.
Yes.
And I was seeing so much of history that, oh wow, did they really do that back then? Did we really do that? Was this how we were farming? Was this how we were fishing? And that made a wonderful environment that adds to the game, to the sense of the game, and that was
Yes.
really productive of you guys.
Yeah, we, you know, when I say we did our research and we tried to recreate Egypt, you know, I really mean it. From agriculture to the farms. I mean, you'll see how the Nile was very important to the farming land, of course, the black soil. We play with that. We try to, as best as we can, even teach it through a quest. So we always give a gameplay reason. We always put it in a wrapper where it makes sense that Bayek will do this.
Everyone's education is from Assassin's Creed. My entire English essay exams is all about Assassin's Creed. In Egypt, how did you geologically fit Egypt and the pyramids and Fayum, which is very near to where we work?
Amazing.
And and all these in such a game for the people to play.
For me personally, I've always wanted to do a setting in Egypt, to do a game in Egypt, and for the series as well. It seems to make sense to go to this epic, ancient, exotic place that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's now changed. The reason we felt that it was time to do that is because we actually felt that after Black Flag, there has been enough of a technological improvement that we can actually create such a world with its content. The world is massive, absolutely massive. But we wanted to represent Egypt in all its glory. You know, yes, there are deserts and types of deserts, but there's also the Nile. There's the great city of Alexandria, the ancient city of Memphis, Giza Plateau, the Eastern Mountains.
Fitting them in, was it a huge challenge for you?
It's why we took 4 years to make this game. No, we have amazing engineers, artists, world builders. A giant team of people who were focused on bringing this land to life, but also all the fauna, all the wildlife, the animals. How did the farmers farm? How did they operate the shadoof? We wanted to bring ancient Egypt to life, and we challenged ourselves to push our own limits.
You definitely did. You
thank you.
Egypt back to life.
It's an honor. I'll tell you, it's a deep honor.
Is ours. Trust me.
I've been wanting. We've been wanting to do this kind of thing for a very long time, and we want to do it justice. We want to do it right. We want people to be proud of what we've done, especially for the Middle East, for Africa. You know, I hope people see the effort we put in. I hope they love what we do. It's a pleasure to be able to be in charge of a game and have this level of say over this kind of setting and storytelling. So.
Well, the last thing I want to ask you is, what's your favorite feature of the game? Like, is it the gameplay, the story, the combat, the new RPG elements? There's so much that you can pick from.
There's a lot, but for me, this is something that I think we all in game development need to always think about and focus. It's maybe not one thing, so maybe I'm not really answering your question, but for me, the ultimate pinnacle of a gaming experience is when we align who am I in the world, what is this world about, what is the gameplay of this game. When all of these things beautifully marry together and fully aligned, this is a true pinnacle of the experience. So our job is to, as best as possible, make sure that what you do as a player, your gameplay, the story you're living, the person that you are inhabiting, that all of this aligns as perfectly as possible. It's very hard to do. We try our best, and so for me, this is always the goal. I love the combat system.
Okay.
I think we've achieved something really strong here, something very different, something that has a lot of depth. We're able to do boss fights now, which is super cool.
And it's a new addition. There's so much new things in the game. Thank you so much for your hard work and for the entire team that worked 4 hard years on this wonderful game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
بس يا جماعه كده خلصنا الانترفيو. لو حابين تعرفوا تفاصيل اكتر عن اللعبه تقدروا تشوفوا تغطيه مؤتمر يوبي سوفت، تشوفوا الجيم بلاي لاساسنز كريد اوريجين عندنا على القناه، وتقدروا تشوفوا برضه المقالات اللي كاتبينها على عرب هاردوير .net. وبكده احنا خلاص خلصنا الفيديو بجد. باي.
مع السلامه.